Well, Ann Coulter, the best-selling author, great columnist of, her book is In Trump We Trust. If you haven't read it, you should read this book. Big bestseller. In Trump We Trust, you go to AnnCoulter.com. You can get it there. You can get her new column. Make sure you follow her on Twitter. Ann Coulter, how you doing?
Fine, thanks. How are you, Mark Simone?
Very good. Now, is it that President Trump and this administration has the worst messaging of any administration? DACA was illegal. It was going to get knocked out in the courtroom. He's saying, pass it as legislation. That's the only way to save it. But he's not getting that across.
Maybe because his entire campaign was that he was going to end it and we shouldn't give amnesty to illegals. I think that's been his point for the last 5 years. So I think really the problem isn't messaging. The problem seems to be the president. But luckily, somehow he knew that he needed to be kept locked in his office yesterday for the announcement and let Jeff Sessions make the announcement. So that part was good. But then when he started saying, no, don't worry, we're granting an amnesty. I don't know if you paid attention to Trump until the campaign, but he tweeted furiously when Republicans once before were trying to sneak through amnesty in the dead of night, how it was a loser, it was a disaster, it was bad for America. And then you may recall his entire campaign, his entire stunning, unbelievable, crush all opponents campaign, the main point of which was no amnesty. We're putting Americans first. And the policy is to end it. Jeff Sessions said the policy is to end it. And again, thank God the president was locked in his office at that point. And then he comes out to Twitter and says, we've got to pass it. And if Congress doesn't act in 6 months, I will act. Well, okay. I guess you forgot the angel moms after all. You forgot Jamil Shaw, all the people you promised you would never forget. And you would put Americans first, and you would not grant an amnesty. And do not be fooled, Mark Simone. This is 100% amnesty across the board for all 40 million illegal aliens.
But I'm for
why? Go ahead.
I'm for DACA. It's only 800,000 people.
Oh my! No, it is not. No, it is not. It is 40 million. That is total lie.
It's mostly people in their 20s, and these are the bus boys.
That is an absolute lie. I know they bust your tables.
These are the guys that cut the lawn.
They mowed your lawn. No, we have plenty of those. We have plenty of those. And by the way, they're going to start charging more. Oh, my gosh. We've tried this before. It was a total disaster. This is why, unlike you fancy New Yorkers and Greenwich, Connecticut denizens.
Oh, unlike you farm girls from Idaho.
Yes, but I have somehow managed to put the country's interests above my personal interest. Legalized, they're not so cheap anymore. No, this was, and plus which you lost. You lost. November 9th, we had a referendum on amnesty. I will explain further next week on why this is 100%. I'm sure we do at least have time before Congress acts. But with all of the cultural elites, like you, Mark Simone, desperate to have open borders and take away our nation. The one thing that's most important to most Americans is that we can call ourselves Americans. We did have a referendum on this precise issue, and Trump beat everyone by taking America's side. I don't know what else voters can do. Both Republicans and Democrats have conspired to pass amnesties, and they always pretend it's, just for this teeny tiny group of valedictorians. It is not. It is for all 40 million and any other illegals who can clamber across the border. I promise you 100% that is what it will be. And I will give you examples if you want. And all three times, even with the media, even with the conservative media hiding what Congress was even doing, somehow the American people got wind of these three amnesties, called in, shut down the congressional switchboards. It was just 3 years ago, the majority leader, Eric Cantor, outspending an unknown economics professor, Dave Bratt, 40-1, crushed him in a Republican primary. The first time a member of leadership has been defeated in a primary, and it was on the issue of amnesty. And now, if you needed any more proof, the American people have put this utterly implausible candidate in the White House because he was the only one who would take America's side on immigration. That is how he won.
No,
the media and Hillary kept saying, bringing up his personal baggage and Access Hollywood and the things he said about Rosie O'Donnell and his bankruptcies, and his 3 marriages, and his vulgarity and insanity and everything else. And the American people said, we don't care. This is the agenda we want. You can run Zippy the chimp if he tells us he'll build a wall and deport illegals. This is how he won. So my hat's off to whomever it was in the White House who locked Trump in the Oval Office long enough for Jeff Sessions to make the announcement.
Well, you can claim that's how he won, but if you read this Hillary Clinton book, you're laughing.
Wait, is it out?
It's coming out, but you're laughing. But she lays out 5 very specific reasons why she lost. And she really goes into detail. Do you know that Bernie Sanders started this crooked Hillary thing? Did you ever hear Bernie Sanders call her a crook? I never heard that.
No, that's weird. Because that is one of Trump's charms. He does know. I mean, it's funny. Everything the media hates about Trump are all the things I love about him. It's only when he stops doing the things I love about him, well, particularly his main issue that put him in the White House, that I become enraged and frustrated with him. But his mocking names for people were really excellent.
Yeah, and I remember Bernie Sanders got nothing but criticism from everybody that he didn't go after Hillary. All they did was attack him for not going after her.
Well, we did. The Democrats thought it was very gentlemanly of him when he said at that first debate, "I'm sick of hearing about the damn email."
Yeah, see what's exposed right there. He could have hit her right in the throat, right on that one. Didn't do it, but.
Bernie is another one who, by the way, I liked a lot better when he was a socialist and then he became a liberal. He used to have to explain to the little eunuch boys at Vox that no, open borders, that's a Koch brothers idea. We have to take care of our own people. And the hilarious thing about the eunuch boys at Vox, you have to look them up. There's one guy in particular, Dylan something, you just got to see the photo. Anyway, they keep complaining about, yes, but if we allow unlimited immigration, it helps other countries. They get rid of their poor, and it makes them, the whole world a better place. And Bernie Sanders, of all people, the socialist, has to keep explaining to these eunuch boys, no, but we're a country. Wish China, the poor of China and Mexico luck, but we need to take care of our own poor. That is why Bernie Sanders is, talk about it, I mean, he's an implausible candidate too, and he almost beat the Clinton machine by, at least in many ways, running on behalf of protecting the American people. Unfortunately, when he became a Democrat to run for president, he had to drop his pro-American immigration position.
Hey, Ann Coulter, I've seen you do these book tours. You sit there and you sign all these books for free. You should learn from Hillary Clinton. She's charging $2,400 to come to a book signing.
You're kidding.
And take a picture. No, the cheapest ticket is $150, and for the $150, you don't get the book signed. You got to go to the $1,200 ticket or $2,400 to get a picture and the signed book.
I'm guessing this is not to benefit, Democratic clubs or charities. No. This is to benefit Hillary.
Yeah.
Because it generally does cost a lot to come see me, but it's because I've been hired to give a speech to raise money for some organization like a Republican club or...
yeah, but most of your book signings, and especially in a bookstore, you do that for free. I mean, you got to buy the book, but...
I don't do book signings in bookstores.
Oh, but
I only recently started doing them. No, you want an Ann Coulter book signed, book me for a speech. I give excellent speeches. When a book comes out, I'll usually do a couple around around wherever I happen to be.
Yeah, but see, the big authors, they don't have to do this. Like Nelson DeMille, he does like 2 book signings. They automatically just sell. But
well, it's not that. It just takes so much time.
yeah, but Hillary,
and it's effort now with liberals. I mean, you have to have a battery of security guards.
Well, that's true. The good news about this DACA, you see these Chuck Schumers crying on TV. What's going to happen? What's going to happen? Hey, take the thing and put it as legislation. Try to pass it. You won't see guys like Schumer do that.
Well, the bulletproof Democrats will be for it, but
they'll be for it, but I don't see them proposing it as legislation. You could do that today.
I think that. Oh, they definitely will. Oh my gosh, the Democrats get 40 million new voters in 2 years. That's the end of the Republican Party. The Republican Party could just rename itself the Satanist Party for all the likelihood they have of winning. Luckily, it'll probably be the end of the Democratic Party too. It'll be. Years ago, the head of Singapore said that he was restricting immigration because the problem with multicultural societies, multi-ethnic societies, as he said, is people stop voting their social and economic interests. They vote their ethnic group. And man, do you see that in California. It's not, I mean, the Republican Party is dead. It's the way it will be in the entire country. There is no Republican Party in the entire state of California. But the Democratic Party isn't exactly, the Nancy Pelosi Democratic Party. It's the Hispanic Democrats against the Black Democrats. Soon it will be the Muslim Democrats. So the good news is both parties will be finished.
Yeah. I hate to say it, but we're out of time. But everybody should go to AnnCoulter.com. Make sure you sign up because you'll get the new column first. New column comes out tonight, right?
Yes, it does.
Her first DACA column, right?
Yeah. Well, no, it's like Groundhog Day with immigration. How long do we have to have this argument?
No, but it'll be a good column. You won't want to miss this. And then
you won't want to miss it.
Follow Ann Coulter on Facebook and Twitter and get her book, In Trump We Trust. But just go to AnnCoulter.com. You can get everything.
And send a copy to Trump.
Send him a copy. And Ann Coulter, thanks for being with us.
Good to talk to you, Mark Simone. Bye-bye.
Take care.